Working on it. All right. Anyway, everybody welcome. Welcome. I've had some really, what the fuck? I've had some interesting conversations today. Okay, chat, what's good with y'all? We don't have that many topics today, but again, I think this will be the third day in a row we're streaming. I think that means something. By the way, we're still trying to get the 30 of 30 down. We're just not doing 1 of 30 and 2 of 30. Technically, this would be 3 of 30, but we are hoping to get that down. I think I made a promise to you guys. If I don't get it done by the end of the year, I think I owe all the respective platforms a donation of like $5,000. So I got to get it done. Got to get it done some way, somehow. Anyway, first of all, nobody make any type of comments about me wearing a Colts jersey with an LA hat. No, I told y'all I don't know how to match. And anytime I find two colors that's remotely similar, I don't care if it's two opposite cities, two opposite teams, I'm rocking out. It's actually a custom Colts jersey. I'm a Colts fan, by the way. It's an academics. I can't. Is it academics? Yeah. It's actually the NFL sent this to me or something. So yeah. Anyway. All right. What topics do we have? Y'all gonna have to, bring a couple things to the table. Y'all want to talk about Dr. Umar a little bit more? Yeah, I put that shit on today, man. By the way, I also did do a little stream. I did a gambling stream earlier on Kick. I do a gambling stream like once or twice a week. I do some exclusive Kick content. For the rest of the time, Kick enjoys the content that YouTube and everybody else gets. Somebody said atrocious. Somebody said the fit is nasty. Yo, bro, I'm banging Crip today. On the day of homies. On Crip. I see walked up in here. God damn. Look at y'all. Anyway, somebody said start going live in the morning. Yeah, yo, Zebra. Like, I'm trying to get back to that schedule where we're like live around noon or noon to 3, honestly. It's taking a little switch, but I got to get to it. I think we'll be back there. Okay. Somebody said, talk about 6ix9ine girlfriend and Metro case. Well, first of all, I'll start by just debunking something that I seen the internet was eating up last week. I think all y'all know by now, and this is why, like, I've said to myself, even after last night, when we were going through the Drake case and Grand was hitting me up, he's like, no, you're reading a fake document, and I thought it was fake. But it wasn't fake. Twitter, as much as it's really easy and quick to get information, Twitter got a bunch of fake shit on there, bro. Like, for example, a lot of y'all was thinking about this Travis Hunter divorce. That was a fake story. Like, I knew it was fake, but people didn't want to hear it. Look, breaking. Travis Hunter, wife of less than a year, has filed for divorce. They've been husband and wife for less than like damn near a month. And she's reportedly seeking $40 million. The rookie wide receiver is set to make just over that in his entire rookie contract, meaning the split could wipe out all of his NFL earnings before the full season. This was a completely fake story that, people who, and this is the thing about social media. We live in drama land so much, and we see never-ending dramas, whether it's manufactured dramas from streams or people watch these Love Island things now, baddies. We can't even fathom that, listen, maybe this relationship doesn't turn out good, but it's not going to be in the time that we want. It's going to be in their own time. People want this. It's like this. It's like we're binge watching people's lives, and it doesn't work like that. So people were very excited to spread this news or this fake news that Travis Hunter got divorced or was getting divorced and she wanted $40 million. Now, I'm not saying there might not be a time that she wants this, but this was a fake story, chat. This was a fake story, and a lot of people believed it. It actually went viral, and most of the places that you usually trust, they didn't really clear it out. They cleared it up. Now, some people did. It says Travis Hunter's wife, Leanna Lene. Did she take his last name? I don't know if she did. Has not filed for divorce. Rumors of a divorce surfaced from a video of her crying that was misinterpreted by fans as a sign of marital discord. She clarified the video was old and taken before when she had a spiritual awakening and distanced herself from social media. Travis Hunter is also not publicly commented on the divorce rumors and focused on his NFL preparations. I keep telling y'all, chat, let me tell you this. You know, I've loved and I've lost. It is what it is. Such as every man or every human being who's lived life. This guy, you could tell him what's going to happen. I've had family members that was older than, I'm like, nah, bro, like, this is what's going to happen. You got to let him touch the stove. It is what it is, man. And if we bullied or we use social media pressure to get him to leave her, he would be completely unhappy. So he has to touch the stove if this is what we think it is. He has to touch the stove for himself and see that that shit really is hot. You know what I mean? He gotta plug his fork into the electrical outlet and see that, oh shit, I could get shocked. But you know, this is a fake story, so he's not getting divorced, and I've seen people talking about that. Now, speaking about fake stories while we're at it, this is another thing. Now, part of the story clearly is very real and very serious, but, you know, the narrative with the story is fake. Okay, they actually edited it. Everyone was saying it was 6ix9ine's girlfriend that was reportedly shot and killed. One of 6ix9ine's like friends from the club scene, I think he may put her in a couple of videos. This was not his girlfriend. For whatever reason, because he had posted a bunch of videos of him and her like cool, like hanging out, this and third, and probably in some like very friendly moments, people thought this was his girlfriend. It was never his girlfriend. Now, I guess it got some attention because people thought it was his girlfriend. And, you know, people have this everlasting like, oh, yo, the Treyway Bloods are trying to kill 6ix9ine. So they're thinking, oh, if his girlfriend got killed, man, they're really on his tail. Now, this wasn't his girlfriend. Again, I don't know the circumstances around her death, but from what we're hearing is that she was reportedly shot and killed in her car in New York City. They said it was a targeted hit. I don't usually hear of targeted hits that have to do with females, but you never know. Now, I got to be honest with you, you know, and this is all with all due respect to her. These women deal with a lot of scammers. They deal with a lot of, you know, gangbangers, a lot of niggas who are involved in beef and involved in street life. And I'm not sure if maybe, you know, I know the police are saying it was targeted, but you never know. She could have been riding in her boyfriend's car. Obviously, her boyfriend's not 6ix9ine. You never know. Again, a lot of these women, they associated with these guys who live a fast lifestyle. You know, sometimes, you know, I'm pretty sure a killer never said, yo, I was about to kill my op, but he in the car with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's innocent. And I think they usually just say, I'm shooting both of them. That's just how it goes. Now, I'm not saying that's the case or whatever the situation is, but, you know, it is very important to know that, you know, she's in that scene of dealing with, you know, maybe some unscrupulous niggas. And maybe that's why it happened. Or maybe there's a bitch hate on her. You know, regardless, rest in peace to her. She wasn't 6ix9ine girlfriend. I'm glad that that's kind of like clearing up, because that was the fake news that, you know, was not a thing. You know, 6ix9ine never dated this woman, but they were surely friendly. They were surely friendly. He posted a lot of videos of them, like, you know, hanging out after, I guess, he heard about her murder. Ironically, I got to search the fake news to see the videos he posted, because he did post a bunch of these. Yeah, he posted, you know, some videos of him and her in the club, but they were just friends. You know, 6ix9ine loved these big booty chicks that work in New York City clubs. Like, that's his forte, you know? So clearly they used to hang around, but they never used to date. Anyway, details around her death is, you know, not known at this time, but we just could only confirm that the reason why she got killed wasn't that people were looking for 6ix9ine, nothing like that. If you had to ask me, and respectfully, you know, I think she deals in that environment of scammers, drug dealers, killers, street niggas, and maybe that caught up with him. Yes, it's 2025. Girls get killed in street beef now. It could be that, or who knows, maybe somebody really had an issue with her. Anyway, rest in peace to her, okay? All right. What else? Somebody says Metro case. All right, well, Metro Boomin, he's actually, if you guys don't know, so Metro Boomin was actually charged well, not charged. And this is why we got to get our colloquial, well, not colloquial, but we got to get our, our verbiage and our terms very accurate, because Metro Boomin was sued over a 2016 sexual assault. A woman that claims she used to date him claims that she was taken advantage of by Metro Boomin when she supposedly did not give consent and he did fuck her. There doesn't seem to be any police trail to this. Doesn't seem like there was a police investigation, and clearly doesn't seem like there's any impending or even possible arrest that might come for Metro Boomin. So what does it lead to? If you file this 9 years later, you want the bag. Now, it's kind of interesting for some people because Metro Boomin was one of the people who were on the side of Kendrick Lamar, who were saying that Drake and his people, they're certified PDFs, certified this, and sexual deviants, all to find out that Metro is being accused of being a sexual deviant. Ironic, isn't it? Anyway, the guy known as Leland Wayne, we know that from the song, apparently there was, and if you don't know how, I'm going to do him a solid and do justice in covering the story despite our history. It is what it is. When you get into these civil cases, there's like usually arbitration, mediation. There's the judge will force you into trying to broker some type of deal that this doesn't go to court. Why? Courts generally are bogged down with civil cases that might be frivolous or actually legit. And sometimes the courthouses, they want to really use their resources for criminal cases, not for civil cases. So they want people to come to agreements rather than the judge have to sit through a trial. People don't want to show up to a jury trial because, somebody feels they're owed millions of dollars. Like, if somebody got shot and they could go to jail for life, that's probably something like, okay, that's something, you need a jury for. But people arguing over money, come on. Anyway. The judges usually try to make sure people could get these arbitration or mediations going on, that people could come to agreements. Now, with most of these situations here, again, I don't know Metro. I don't know what he did or what he didn't do, but I think rule of thumb goes like this. Someone could be completely innocent of any different crime, even sexual assault. And maybe that person would contemplate paying out. Like, right? You might be like, oh, well, I got raped at your house, or I got whatever. Somebody might contemplate, like, you know what? All right, shorty, take this $20,000 and get the fuck out of here, man. Okay? Because again, the way how civil cases work, it's about liability, right? Are you liable for what is being accused, right? However, we're now in a place where people like to throw these heavy accusations on people. So once it's now known to the public, you can't plea out. You can't settle with these motherfuckers. And this is where I think Diddy obviously went wrong. And I think even Shannon Sharp went wrong. You got to take them to the full extent, especially if there's legit nothing that could come back on a criminal level for you. You notice a lot of bullshit. You got to take them to court, bro. That's just what it is. So it looks like Metro Boomin basically they have passed the phase of a possible settlement or mediation. So what does it mean? Metro is going to go to trial, okay? And let me see. Yeah, so jury selection is going to start on the 23rd. And essentially, let me see. By the way, these are details. There's a 38-year-old woman now, obviously. 9 years ago, she was 29. Okay. She said she met Metro in Vegas after the death of her infant son, visited him in California. She said she blacked out after consuming alcohol and Xanax, awoke to find Metro fucking her. She said she became pregnant from the encounter. Later, she had an abortion. She's seeking unspecified damages for sexual battery and gender violence. Okay? Now, his lawyer says a pure shakedown, but what just happened is that they have passed the time of, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So the judge tried to force them into settlement discussions, and either maybe Metro offered some money that wasn't enough, or maybe Metro said, I'm not giving you no motherfucking cash, period. And that has now, I'll actually read it. Efforts to resolve the allegations against hip-hop producer Metro Boomin, saying that he raped a woman in Beverly Hills in a hotel 9 years ago, is broken down, setting the stage for a trial that's going to be starting next month. In a new court filing signed by the lawyers on both sides, it says that mediation held with a judge, right, was unsuccessful. The parties mediated in good faith. However, the litigation did not resolve a joint status report filed Monday in federal court in Los Angeles. After the mediation, the parties have continued limited settlement discussions, which have proven unsuccessful. So it looked like Metro's team is, they're trying to have settlement discussions. And if you ask me, the settlement discussions probably include this. Motherfucker, if you think we're going to admit that we sexually assaulted you, you're out of your batshit crazy mind. What we'll do is, you know what, maybe we put you in a dangerous situation, but you're going to have to admit that we had consensual sex. That's what basically Shannon Sharp came out of that. Because basically the lawyer, Tony Busby, for the woman that sued Gabriela Zuniga, that sued Shannon, they came out and said, yeah, they had a tumultuous consensual relationship. And I'm pretty sure that was the sticking point. Yo, you have to admit that whatever you did with Shannon was consensual, and we will pay you this money, okay? But this idea that you get to say that it was non-consensual, no, we're taking that to trial. So maybe that's what it is with Metro. Metro's like, yo, like I'm gonna pay $400,000 anyway to a lawyer to fight this. Shorty, I'll give you $200,000 right now, but you got to just say that I never took the pussy, And maybe she wants more, or maybe she's like, well, I won't comment on it. Well, whatever that negotiation is, clearly Metro is not with what they're suggesting because he says he doesn't want to settle, okay? Even though he's been engaged in settlements talk. Okay, so it says, all right, bet they became friends. He invited her on multiple occasions to chill at his studio, listen to music, process her grief over her dead 9-month-old son. And she took a Xanax the night of the attack, and she was handing a shot of alcohol. After she fell asleep on the couch, she woke up in a different bed with Wayne supposedly piping her out and R-wording her, right? It says, I got to stop saying Wayne because you're going to think of Lil Wayne. She claims that Metro later told her that they were at a hotel in Beverly Hills. She said a chauffeur-driven SUV took her back to the studio where her car was waiting. She says no point in the encounter was she able to consent to any sexual activity, and she says his conduct without question constituted rape and assault. Okay, she got pregnant from it, and she's also claiming that Metro mocked her experience because he produced a song called Rap Save Me, even though Metro doesn't rap. But the lyrics on that song that he did produce, but he didn't rap, says she took a Xanny and she fainted. I'm from the gutter, ain't no changing. From the gutter, rap save me. She drive me crazy. Have my baby. The lyrics is listed in a lawsuit. Basically, they're trying to say that Metro R-worded this girl and gave, the story to a rapper who raps it on his beat. Do you believe that? Whatever. Okay. The woman's lawyer says that they're eager to get the case in front of a jury. When we first filed the case, Metro's lawyers predictably claimed that the allegations were false and he would defend himself in court. Since then, as outlined in a recent motion, he's failed to comply with basic discovery obligations and court orders in an apparent effort to avoid accountability. Meanwhile, we have pushed the case forward aggressively, and because of that, we are headed towards trial in 2025. We look forward to holding him accountable in front of a jury of his own peers. They're saying that, okay. All right. So, yeah, he's headed towards trial, and we'll see how that goes. Now, obviously, it could go any type of way because it's about being found liable, not necessarily being found guilty of you did that crime, and that means you're going to jail. Regardless, Metro's not going to go to jail, but we're going to see the outcome of that, right? All right, people. I don't know what's going on with my boy Drizzy, man, but Drizzy dropped a warehouse. Did y'all see this? Drake is now, I don't know if he's partnered with Amazon. What the fuck is this? But Drake has dropped some shit, and you could click on this and let me see. How do I? Oh, it pops up here. Drake warehouse. Now, this it looks like some of what we've seen on Drake's website before, but I don't even know the backstory of this website. I don't miss t-shirt. I don't know if you can see some of this shit. I don't miss t-shirt. CLB shirt. It seems like these are unsold merch from back in the day. Maybe merch that he had brought to, like, you know, to do certain tours, but the tours of the venues got canceled. Look at this right here. So Far Gone magnets. Wow. Scorpion plush. Okay, so this is from a way back. I don't know. He must have been keeping all this stuff like in maybe a warehouse. A Houston shirt, some Sexy Songs for You vinyls, Revenge long sleeve. That's from like 2016, isn't it? Wow. Miami t-shirt, New York t-shirt, Chicago t-shirt. There's a Drake body pillow. What the fuck? For all the dogs, pooper scooper. A cloud hoodie. For all the dogs plush. Here's my thing with this drop. Why don't you just do merch bundles then, brother? Need a Max Win hats. Need a Max Win again. A CLB tote. Honestly, never mind tote. CLB cap. Nothing was the same poster. Oh, wow. Oh, and then there's a Take Care album poster. How do I get to this? Oh. It's not much. I'm wondering why he's selling all this shit. Do we have an explanation of what the fuck and why is he doing this? Drake Warehouse. Did he give any explanation? Is he even like supporting this? It's a merch deal, some people are calling it.
I see this is his phone, and I ain't gonna lie, if he got something.
Okay, so basically you could buy all these things. I'm wondering how much stock is it? Let's try. Let's just add a bunch of shit. So Far Gone magnets. Add to cart. Is there a limit, like one per person? We got to get a Drake body pillow now. Pause. How many of these can we get? 30? Oh, wow. We could get 30 Drake body pillows. Shop all. A sleep mask. Let's add this. If you're reading this is too late, sticky note. Nothing was the same poster. Let's see the Toronto shirt. Someone in Toronto loves me. Okay, so that's like for some newer stuff. Here's the Houston shirt. Someone in Houston loves me. Atlanta shirt. Maybe someone in Atlanta loves me. Why aren't these things just merch items like for his tour? There's the European tour shirt. Here's a cloud hoodie. I feel like I seen him rock this before. Didn't he rock this on one of his streams? I think it was with Aiden Ross or something. Yeah, I think him and Aiden Ross. I felt like I've seen him. Oh.
OVO chains right now, a little bit backed up. So I got you this chain of Adonis's face that somebody made me like a long time ago that I never really worn.
Wow.
So yeah, you can just put that on if you want.
Oh, bro.
Really an OVO chain, but
This is.
Okay. Why somebody said Drake is broke? What the heck? Why would they say Drake is broke? Let me see.
Take care. Let the record reflect. This is the fault of Tatted Rebris, who has just been plotting, clearly plotting. Started about a week ago. I can't get into the Discord. I don't know what's happening. Yesterday, message on Patreon. I still can't get into the Discord. I don't know what's happening. Today, Drake has opened a warehouse on Amazon. Screenshot. I said, what?
Wait, why is that kind of funny? I feel like if it was any other rapper, people would be like, that's a dope move. The fuck is this? Yeah, there's so much hate for Drake these days, man. Fuck. There's Drake socks. Does it say Air Drake? It does. Some sexy songs for you, vinyl. I wonder if this, well, this would count for music, clearly. You know what it is? The problem with a lot what Drake does is like, Drake has like a whole Instagram that posts duck lips and cryptic messages that nobody could comprehend. And anytime he's promoting something, he never just explained to us like, hey guys, I'm having like, we had unsold merch. We're putting it up on Amazon. Like we did a deal with them. Like he says nothing. Like I don't even think Drake has even promoted this. Drake is on here talking about mimosas, bro. I genuinely ask who's manufacturing the bottle caps in Europe. Like what the fuck is Drake talking about? You look at Drake caption like what the hell? Stop acting like karma don't love me and love asking me where to be. I usually just tell her to do as you please, either that or do unto them as you've done unto me. What is Drake talking about? Even Savage is in the chat like, he tired of these cryptic messages. Treat my bad days like pathways because it was either that or the ski mask way. Like, huh? What the hell? Even Savage said, drop the album, dog. See, that's the thing with Drake. Like, he under promotes, but he's always present on social media, which is kind of confusing. So Drake will drop like any other regular person. If Amazon.com is front paging, if they're front paging Drake store, right? If they're front paging Drake store, Drake warehouse, shop new and archival merch, I think any regular artist would throw up a tweet or be like, hey, y'all go check out my collab with Amazon. Go here. Drake doesn't acknowledge it. And I think that's the confusing part for like fans. Like, we're like, what the fuck is this? There's no clear direction. It was the same thing with the footage that we all thought was like, oh, this is documentary footage. Oh, is he about to drop a documentary? He says nothing about it. I don't know.
extra dysfunction pill.
Yeah, I can't tell.
So I hit Drake. I hit him. And I was checking up on him like, yo, bro, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, yo, bro, I'm not doing any more streams unless it's for like brand risk, like you mentioned, like for me or some shit like that. Like he's like, I'm not doing any more of those streams though. Like I'm good. So now I'm over here panicking. I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? So yeah, bro, I'm genuinely, I'm fucking, what's it called?
Yeah, I have no idea about this warehouse shit. But obviously, I think you're seeing people create like conspiracy theories, which I could almost assure you they're like nothing further than the truth. Some people feel like Drake is in financial despair because he's opened up an Amazon shop, which, by the way, if he was in financial despair, the guy that doesn't do any bundling, he doesn't like, I think people have been wanting them OVO sweatshirt, the owl one for the longest. He doesn't do that. He doesn't really sell stuff. Like, I can't even lie to you. He doesn't sell stuff. We finally get a store that is like Amazon supported. He just doesn't even want to promote it. Like, if you want to tell me that guy's like, you know, like broke, and I think some people they're taking random things. They're like, well, he's been working like a slave on tour. Well, I do think he's in a pretty a contractually demanding tour schedule. Then people are like, oh, he fell out with Steak. Nah, well, I don't know, but I think they're still good. Drake's not hurting for money. That's like asinine. It's asinine to even think that, you know? So I'm not believing that at all. Anyway. Okay. The next thing, did y'all see Paul Pierce? Paul Pierce is now turned into like the retired basketball new age version of Kevin Samuels, man. He always has like this really red pill view of like relationships and dating, and people are kind of like saying, yo, we got to believe this guy because he's not just talking out of his ass. He's definitely seen some shit. So if he's saying it, we got to believe him. So this is the latest thing Paul Pierce has said. Let me know what y'all think.
You men who stand up men, who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men, and you really on the grind and you really got ambition, man, leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm going to keep it 100. Over there looking at, oh, she bad. Oh, look at her Instagram. Oh, she a 9, she a 10. No, I'll get you a 5 or a 6 who going to put some elbow into it and going to be down for you on some 100. You know what I'm saying? They going to look at you like, why he with her? Don't worry about why I'm with her because she going to do everything you ain't doing. 100%. And that's the new wave we should be on, fellas. Like, man, forget all that how you look when you with your arm around her. Nah, she ain't got no substance to her. All you men who stand up, men.
Oh, man. Hey, let me tell you this, man. You know, the ball bounces on both sides of the court. It's like tennis, chat. Let me tell you this. I think a lot of men now are realizing, like, you know, just like how sometimes in the dating game, men sometimes come up on having the advantage in certain situations. Women usually adjust to that and get the advantage back in their situation, and then men trying to get it back in their situation. What Paul Pierce is trying to say is that Paul Pierce is now trying to level the game back up for dudes like him. What do I mean dudes like him? Retired, successful, dudes who got a lot of money, dudes who are celebrities. He's trying to get the game back in their control because right now the women are running the game, and it's not even like women who are drop dead gorgeous. Let me tell you this: a chick who's a 7.5, if you look in her story, if unless she's just never been nowhere, I guarantee if she likes to travel, half of her trip's been paid for by somebody else. She has 1 or 2 pictures in a car that costs over $250,000. You know what I mean? Like she's seen life a bit, right? Like, you know, so what happens is dudes like Paul Pierce, like, yeah, of course he has a shit ton of money, but like these girls have all type of blue checks in their DMs. Like it's saturated now. You know what I mean? Back in the day, he's the big bad NBA player. When he come to holla at a chick, everybody move around. Now these chicks might be with a nigga who that's a Forex trader, just a straight up scammer. They might be with like a ball player, a this, or that, a nigga who came up by she might be with a nigga who's I know a nigga who's a clipper, who he flying out chicks left and right. So yeah, the game has definitely changed. And you're starting to see, like I'm telling you, it's about, for me, the ranking's about once the chick's over a 7.5, there's some nigga that is a successful dude that's been in their DM. Unless she's been like, what, quote unquote, committed relationship, page locked down, don't travel, that people don't, like she's not even in a place where people are like hitting her up to offer her opportunities. So I get what he's trying to do. The way people have tried to cope with that, there's 2 ways. One way is what they call passport bros. Them niggas is going down to Colombia looking for beauty, but looking for women who are beautiful with traditional values. Because the girls who are beautiful in the U.S., they now are this hybrid demons. So they don't want to deal with those women. They go down to Colombia where basically them girls are, they get impressed by like $40. So they're like, oh, we could find quote unquote a traditional woman there. Now, the other way, if you don't want to go down to Colombia, and by the way, them niggas is getting killed down there in Colombia because all them cartel niggas they're not fond of this passport bro economy. You're either coming down there to buy coke or coming down there to give them money, but you're not coming down there to bring your $40 to go fuck all their girls and think you're about to go get a mail order bride. So that's number one. So number 2, Paul Pierce, I think he's trying to figure it out how they could flip the game upside down. And his thing is, we got to stop only dating these chicks that we think are super attractive. Let's start giving the chicks who are mid. Let's give the ugly bitches some attention. It will saturate their market. Because right now the market is saturated that there's too many dudes who got something going on that's DMing these chicks. That's mildly attractive. So now he's like, we need to start looking at chicks that's lesser attractive that we could start saturating their situation. Yeah. Anyway, Paul Pierce, I completely get what you're saying, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It also becomes like this self-fulfilling prophecy, where if you are this rich, famous guy, the way you try to attract women, you're always going to get women who are going to get that mentality that you don't like. So the shit that you don't like, you're going to keep attracting them because it works like yin and yang. You know what I mean? Your lifestyle goes along with certain type of women. And it's not that there's a lack of good women. It's just that usually people who are in the lifestyle of entertainment or who have millions of dollars, they don't give a fuck about trying to go find the quote unquote good woman who might just be the boring chick that works the 9 to 5 that might look alright. Yeah. So I get what he's saying, but I think what he's saying is a play more than reality for him. You know what I mean? Like when Paul Pierce shows me he's dating a 4, I'll be like, oh, he's telling the truth. You know what I mean? The only person, and by the way, what he's trying to do to the NBA YoungBoy. NBA YoungBoy is a real pioneer that strategy. YoungBoy turned down all the 7, 8, well, I'll just say 8s, 9s, and 10s. He used to say, as long as you're over a 3, come as you are. As long as you're down with my program, I don't give a fuck what you look like. You could look like Chewbacca. You could get down on my team. So really, you know, Paul Pierce trying to get down with a YB program. YB been on that for a long time. He catch you at the bus stop. You got $150. You got like some scar. You got one eye bigger than the other one bulging. You got like all type of shit. You got a little tumor hanging off right here. He fuck with you as long as you down for his program. Trust. You get what I'm saying? So now these guys, because you know the reality of it, it's like the 8s, 9s, and 10s are all getting flown out. Like, I'm gonna lie to you, chat. It's so disgusting. I see these chicks on the plane more than the pilot. Like every week. Every week. You get what I'm saying? And like that's almost like an economy for them. So, sometimes dudes like, Paul Pierce think you're impressing a girl by doing that. No. She's gonna get 15 other niggas to do it for her too. So, of course now the shit is saturated. So it is what it is. But let me keep playing what he's saying and then we'll move on.
Men who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men, and you really on the grind and you really got ambition, man, leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm going to keep it 100.
Here's another reason I disagree with him, too. You go get a little ugly joint, a little mid joint. By the time, and again, it depends on the lifestyle you live. Like Paul Pierce loved it. When I seen Paul Pierce in Turks, he had the BBL bandits of death on his boat. Like at one point, I thought his shit was gonna sink like the Titanic. Them BBLs were lopsided over there. Looked like this shit. It looked like boulders. Looked like this shit might sink the boat. If that's what you're into, you might say go find a chick that's a 4 or a 5. She's with you. You have infinite money and wealth. She gonna go to the surgery 10 times. She gonna get the fat ass that you like. She's gonna then change up her body, get the lip fillers, get the this, get the whatever. She's gonna then artificially make herself look like the 8 or a 9. And what do you think she's gonna start acting like? The 8 or the 9. It is what it is. So what Paul Pierce is saying, again, I think the problem with us men, we be looking at the wrong things. It is what it is. You can't like BBL bandits and tell niggas to go for 4s and 5s. You like BBL bandits. You like a BBL demon. You get what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you might find a chick that don't got her body done, but she get with you. You got all the money. She's gonna be like, babe, I want to get my body done for my birthday. I want to get some new titties. I want to get this done. I want to get this sculpting thing that Dr. Miami been showing on Snapchat. Yeah, so it is what it is. And here's the thing. The mentality that these women have are created by the men they date. It's created by the women they're also looking at that date the men like you. It's true. I'm keeping it a bean. And I'm saying that also being in this like tumultuous atmosphere where some of these women are dating in. By the way, I think we could probably piggyback off of that and go to this topic, right? Chat, like, look at this chick right here. This chick look like Tracy McGrady, cross-eyed. She looking at 3 people at once. It don't matter. Have you seen that fat ass? Lena Syed. Nobody give a fuck about her cross-eyed. And if they had a surgery to fix that, she'd probably fix it. Feel what I'm saying? God damn. Holy. You feel me? Like, put it like this. What Paul Pierce is talking about is like the exact epitome of what this is. Like, this chick was like a nice trophy wife for my man Devin Haney. Now she's turned to the biggest headache. She got the kid by him. She was crying over Young Thug at the jail cell. And shit didn't work out. And, essentially, she's giving him all headaches. I'm just trying to tell you the ugly bitch is going to do it too. You know what I mean? In life, I think people think that there's like exceptions to the rule. People are molded by their circumstances and situations. If you put any of these chicks, she could be a 2. If you have a lot of money and resources and date a 2 and she's into that lifestyle that's into superficial shit, she gonna make herself look like a 7. And then she's also gonna be doing the materialistic shit and be trying to extract cash from you. It is what it is. It's all about where your environment is. You get what I'm saying? So I'm watching Shorty here, and look at this, because Devin Haney filed a lawsuit against her. And that's the new thing. You got to sue these bitches for extortion, because at a point they're extorting you. So Shorty, he's suing Shorty for extortion. Check this out. The defendant claims plaintiff punched her. So basically, she did what, this is my understanding of the story. After he found out that, because he was going to get married to her. He got her pregnant. He was about to get married to her. And then when he seen her crying over Young Thug, and Young Thug fake crying, let me tell you this. Your queen is another man's smut. That's just the reality of it. And trust me, it breaks your heart. When you see the girl that you love, that if it came down to it for you to take a bullet for her, this is how much you love her. This is how much you love her. You want to have kids, so you want to do everything. You might consider taking a bullet for this chick. You might consider chopping a pinky off for this chick. This is your wife, your queen, your everything. She was this man's fiance. When you see her on the jail phone crying over a Negro named Young Thug, a nigga who had a public girlfriend, and she's balling, it changes you as a man. Okay? Changes you as a man. So I think after he's seen this shit, he's like, ain't no way that God put me on earth that my wife is crying over a Negro named Jeffrey Williams who used to have rotten teeth. Look at Young Thug before fame. This is a nigga she crying over. This is a Negro right here she crying over. I think Devin Haney said, you know what? It's a lot of you, it's one of me. I'm good. I'm good. We're not making it to the altar. I'm good. I'm good. Now, here's the thing. She had that nigga with the draw 4 already. She already hit him with the Uno card. I ain't even gonna cap with you because she was pregnant. She was already pregnant. But when Devin Haney seen this, ain't no way that was gonna make it to the altar.
I love you.
Huh?
Do you? Do you?
He said, do you?
I love you.
Diabolical, Chad.
Everyone knows this.
Your husband never knew this? Wait, what you mean everybody know it? Your future husband never knew you love that nigga like that. Your future husband never knew you love that nigga like, what you mean? Everyone knows it. Who's everyone? Chat, I'm not messy. This is true. Nigga, let me tell you this. Sometimes you gotta see your queen in the act. Pause. Not on some Adam 22 shit. But you wouldn't believe it until you saw it. You wouldn't believe it. Like, somebody came back and be like, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Man, I seen your girl up at that Fulton County jail crying, telling Young Thug she love him. I guarantee Devin Haney be like, man, she ain't do none of that shit, man. That's her friend. When he see this in 4K, oh, hell nah, this ain't my bitch. I'm good. That's why he left her. Come on, bro. You know that's why he left her.
Can you please start calling me again?
She free. Devin Haney free. And she's begging a nigga in jail to call her.
Please.
Do you really want me to?
Oh my God. Yes. Of course.
That can't be a wifey, bro. This can't be a wifey. And to add insult to injury, when Young Thug got out and this video got out, you know what Young Thug said? I could have that little bitch back if I wanted. Oh my God. He can't. Yo, Devin Haney can never marry her. You remember when he said that? He literally, look. This is, you can't even, look at this. Here you go. Man, me and Twin was talking, oh, hold on. He says, I can have that little shit. You ain't call my fiance no little shit. Little shit? Little dookie? Hell nah. I could have that little shit right now if I wanted it. But she been pushing P harder than niggas. That's the twin. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. hell out of here. So that's why Devin Haney left her ass, right? Like, all right, this is over. So since he left her, she did what every girl does. The money got cut. Now she got clear memory of all the abuse. Ain't that a bitch, chat? She never mentioned the abuse before he left her and cut the check. Once the money stopped getting paid, she had the clearest, I can see rain. She had the clearest visions of when he used to beat her ass, right? So she filed a restraining order for the kid and shit, and she alleged that he used to beat her up. So now he's suing for extortion. He says, defendant claims that the plaintiff punched her in the stomach on February 11, 2024 while pregnant. Yet after that date, the defendant continued to accompany the plaintiff. The plaintiff's Devin Haney, and the defendant is Lena Syed. She continued to accompany him on multiple international trips, including Paris, Brazil, and London. She went on a whole fucking world tour with him, with no indication of abuse or injury, and she did not report the alleged incident at the time to the cops, and she got no medical reports either to corroborate her claims. Then Haney says this: despite presenting herself in a domestic violence restraining order proceeding as a devout religious, these hoes get real religious when it's time. Religious and concerned about her child's safety, the defendant regularly consumes alcohol, including while pregnant and while caring for the minor child. The defendant drank heavily, regularly consumed martinis, and once even posted on social media a photo juxtaposing a baby bottle and a martini bottle with the caption, "This is balance." The plaintiff is informed that and believes that the defendant alcohol impairs her judgment and creates a risk for the child. Chat, didn't I tell you 80% of these new age women, they're alcoholics, man. I keep telling y'all. All right? And their alcoholism is not even on some, I'm just drinking to get drunk. They're drinking to fuck shit up, beat you up, crashing out type of shit. You get what I'm saying? C, acts of violence against third parties. So on or about February 11th, 2024, during a Super Bowl weekend gathering in Vegas, while intoxicated, she violently assaulted another woman, striking her in the face with a cell phone. The victim sustained visible injuries and required stitches. The plaintiff then paid for medical treatment to avoid a police report and to protect the defendant. The defendant DVRO application omits this incident entirely, though it occurred the same night she now claims plaintiff was abusive. Okay. Physical assault of the plaintiff's assistant. In a separate and unrelated incident, the defendant, Lena, struck the plaintiff, Devin, personal assistant, who they're going to call CB, over the head with an object after irrationally accusing her of being romantically involved with Devin. The assistant required medical attention, including stitches. The violent conduct further reflects the defendant's pattern of uncontrolled, jealous, and aggressive behavior. Okay. But there's more. Defendant's constant harassment of plaintiff and pleas to defendant to return to the relationship. Despite the defendant's claim that she fears Devin, Lena directly calls and sends text messages, initiates video calls by FaceTime, and sends messages to plaintiff through third parties, and in some instances using anonymous message services. By way of example, the defendant, as recently as a week ago, texted this to Devin Haney: "You know you missed this damn pussy. I love you, and I want my family back. That's all, that's all. Tell me what you want." See, she dangling that pussy like a tool. Nigga, you come on, you know you want this pussy. Come on, let's get back together. You know why? And this is why she's doing it. Says the defendant conduct demonstrates a pattern of using threats, manipulation, and false accusations to gain financial and legal advantages. When the plaintiff refused to increase her monthly allowance from $11,000 to $15,000, which, by the way, yo, Devin Haney, I hope you realize from this goddamn Diddy lawsuit, bro, you was overpaying her. You overpaying her, Crody. 50 baby mama was taking 10 bands, and she was doing freak offs. Okay, multiple of them all the time. So you was paying $11,000 for what? It said And so when he wouldn't upgrade the money from $11,000 to $15,000 a month, she cut off access to their daughter, and the plaintiff responded by ceasing payment, at which point the defendant filed the restraining order. So when the money stopped, the restraining order started, and made a public social media post portraying the plaintiff as an absentee father. Despite the defendant's claims that she fears for her safety, she continued to voluntarily engage with the plaintiff, request money, agreed to visits, and made no contemporaneous reports of the abuse now alleged. On multiple occasions, plaintiff's visit with the child were conditioned on monetary payments, with the defendant effectively leveraging access to the child as a financial weapon. The misuse of the judicial process to assert knowingly false allegations of abuse, and her attempt to weaponize the court for personal gain constitutes not only abuse of process, but a pattern of civil extortion. Her actions have caused the plaintiff reputational harm, emotional distress, and economic damages. Wow. So they're saying that abuse of process, emotional distress, and civil extortion. That's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. Yeah, this don't even look like a chick that want to get a job, man. I mean, she still look good, though. Still. But this is why Paul Pierce saying get you a 4 or 5. Because a chick like this, she's hell. Hell. Anyway. Okay. It's now been announced that Jake Paul is going to fight Gervonta Davis. Netflix is actually throwing this bout. And a lot of people are flabbergasted by this. Now, if you don't know, Jake Paul is a heavyweight. I believe he weighs in over like 185, close to 200. And I believe Gervonta Tank Davis is, he's not featherweight. He's like is it cruiserweight or is it lightweight? But he's around like 130 or 140 in his weight. Maybe he goes to 150 at times, but he's definitely about 50 pounds lighter than Jake Paul, which people are wondering how the hell this is happening. But, you know, some people, they're disgusted because they're like, this is turning boxing into what the WWE is. I actually think that's a great idea. I think boxing been boring. I think boxing lacks some of the character development that the WWE does well. We need villains. We need people to hate. We need people to root against, people to root for. And unfortunately, because of the unpredictability of boxing, the fights and the storylines never really align to be the biggest thing because they also duck each other. As opposed to like the UFC, where Dana White could pretty much force niggas to fight, we usually see the storylines kind of develop a little bit more there. Anyway, this is another boxer named Shakur Stevenson. Let's hear what he got to say about this fight.
Real easy.
Here we go.
This sport, I mean, when you hear this today on social media or wherever you happen to get the news, were you like, what? Like, can that actually be, man?
Nah, I'm not shocked. I mean, his last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was going to fight somebody like Jake Paul. So I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, nah.
You know, Shakur, Jake, when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 30-0-1. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much, though, where it can't be overcome, Shakur? And is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys?
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way you could, any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and
Not gonna cap with you. And he don't really like Tank. For him to say that, you could tell he really believed that Tank and people like him, because they are legit boxers, he feels like they are levels and leaps beyond a Jake Paul. Now, here's the thing. Tank might beat Jake Paul. I don't know if he knocks out Jake Paul. That's the thing. He might outbox him, but he might not knock him out just based on the sheer size.
say he's got good power. Not even, and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. He's been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
Do you see a more likely chance that Tank wins by decision or by knockout?
By decision. I mean, that guy's too big. I don't think that he's just gonna knock that guy out. So I see him like outboxing him.
Could you see a realistic possibility where Tank could knock him out, although more likely that it is, like you just said, a decision?
Nah, I don't see him knocking him out, no.
Will you watch, Shakur? I mean,
no.
Obviously, no?
Hell no, nah. That ain't really like, I mean, like I said, here's the thing. Like, I got two sides of me when it comes down to I got a business side, then I got a competitor side. And from the competitive aspect, it don't excite me for me to be like, okay, I want to watch it. But from the business side, I understand as though why would he go that route. So
I know some checks are just hard to say no to. If they had come to you, or they do come to you in the future with a similar type of offer, is that something that you would say, okay, money's money and this is good money?
Yeah, but I got a lot of pride, bro. So like,
I know
my pride may kick in to where it's like, if I just had a draw with somebody, I may go do the rematch just because of the fact that the people think that this guy could beat me. So I want to shut y'all up and let it be known that this guy can't beat me. It's not no debate. Yeah. So my pride may kick in, but then also, you know, it's a lot of money on the table. I kind of get where he's at with it too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will get that. It's interesting because it may actually sort of in a way involve you, Shakur, right? Because obviously you mentioned Lamont, and you know, after the draw, a lot of people thought, okay, hey, that rematch is going to happen with Tank and Lamont. Obviously, that's not going to happen, at least not now. And then people started talking about you and Lamont fighting each other. Is that where you're focused on? Is that what is going to happen? And where are we with those negotiations then, Shakur?
I got two names right now. T.O. is front line and Lamont is like right behind them. So depending on how much money they offering and which one makes the most sense, I'll fight either Teofimo Lopez or Lamont Roach.
Hey, those are both two great fights, right? I think fans would be very excited about either.
Yeah, the thing with T.O., I think it'll kind of...
All right. Okay. All right. Which, by the way, I think Ryan Garcia says, you know, he was utterly disgusted by it. He says, boxing is officially the WWE. With Gervonta versus Jake Paul fight, a heavyweight is fighting a lightweight, and you're supposed to believe it's a fair fight. If you know anything about boxing, you can see it's a disgrace. So he's saying that this shit's some bullshit now. I think boxing need a little bit WWE shit in there, man. I don't think we have great showmen no more. I don't think we have great superstars. I don't think they give enough leeway for storylines for people to want them to lose or want them to win. And when, you know, obviously I love the sport of boxing, but it's kind of become kind of boring. So again, you kind of got to put some bullshit into it to kind of get the eyeballs and excitement back at the forefront. I do also think that Gervonta Davis, he tried to retire already. His last fight, they called basically a draw. I don't know if his heart is completely in, like, you know, trying to chase that Floyd legacy. I think he just wants the bag. So, you know, if he's going to spend the rest of his prime trying to get the bag, yeah, I think he should fight Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. I don't know if Floyd will fight him. I think he should do these type of fights. Like, why the fuck are you going to get in there versus niggas like Devin Haney, or even get in there versus niggas like Shakur Stevenson? These are like boxers who are kind of still in their prime. Just go knock out some niggas that ain't in their prime no more, you know? Like, and you'll get more money. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Chat, not gonna cap with y'all, man. All I'm gonna say is, didn't I tell y'all? I ain't tell y'all? I love Cardi, but I thought this song was garbage. Real talk. I thought this shit was trash. Not gonna lie to you, man. I don't give a fuck about what Jay-Z got going on. Like, you know, there's too much Jay-Z dick licking that's going on here. Like, everybody keeps talking about, hey, I don't think this is I like Cardi B popping shit. Like, I like when she rap in up-tempo, like, her rapping on songs like Shake It with K-Flock, her rapping on Bodak Yellow, her rapping on Put It on the Flow. That's what I'm used to with her. I don't want to hear Cardi thinking she got no type of like, oh, let me just kind of like kick a 16 that's about some bars laid back. Nah, we ain't with that. Nah, I got to keep it a bean. I got to just keep it a bean, bro. Like, yo, those 3 verses, like, I like up-tempo Cardi. Like, Cardi's for the clubs. Cardi's for the lit shit. Cardi's not for the, light up a cigar and listen to her. Like, what the fuck? Since when? Like, whoever her writer is, like, nigga, you got to sell them bars to somebody else. The fuck you think this is? Got to be up-tempo. She's a bitch from the Bronx. Also, here's the thing. We're going to call it a spade a spade. I love Cardi, but, you know, I got to get my little criticism in here and there. Yo, man, Cardi is heavily Spanish. Like, she kind of speaks Spanglish. Like, she's not like someone like motherfucking Hove who, when he raps, it's very clear and he's like in a pocket. No, that's not Cardi. Like, you got to put Cardi to, I don't know why they even dropped this shit. I'm going to keep it a bean. But, you know, obviously it was meant to be a freestyle. You know, she's kind of like whatever. Man, Cardi, there's mad examples of what we need from you, girl. We definitely need one of them beware or be careful of me type songs. You know, cuss Offset out, it's all good. But what we need from you, what we really need from you is like, bro, like, give us like a legit club song, bro. Like, and you might have to go somewhere else to get it. Because the outside one, it wasn't whack, but it wasn't the one. And that's the thing. But it was closer than this. This right here is like, it's showing that you're multifaceted. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this does anything for the listener other than gives some brownie points that you drop music. Like, I think you could rap when it's a beat that fits what I think your style is. Up-tempo, kind of like a club joint. Like, I think you give it up on those joints. Not on some boom bap record. We don't want to hear Cardi on no boom bap record. I'm sorry. We want to hear 808s. We want to hear some shit that will be thumping in the club. Like, please, whoever put her on a boom bap record, man. And by the way, Jay-Z, I heard she sent this to you, man. You're a fucking liar for not telling him, like, yo, Cardi, please don't drop this shit. We don't need this one out. We don't need this one out. But anyway, chat.
On me. I got more gold.
Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all?
Winner is minks out. I buy grown man watches and make them take links out, bitch. Yeah, look, now I spit that other shit. Pretty mother.
Shout to Stephon. Anyway. They got to neuter that nigga Stephon, man. I heard he got 2 other kids right now. What's going on with that nigga, man? All right. What else is cracking out here in these streets? Oh. DDG and Halle. You think I'm hating? Well, I'm hating on his song? Or I'm hating on Stephon? No, I'm happy for Stephon. But he do got like 2 other girls pregnant. I ain't gonna lie. That is crazy. All right. So the judge supposedly reportedly has banned DDG and Halle Bailey from posting their child. Now, Halle filed some documents where she was saying that, you know, in a manipulative, controlling way, DDG's using their child for income and revenue and exploiting him, which might cause some harm later on, which is kind of odd because she was supposed to kid all over her social media. So it's kind of odd that she would take the angle of why is he using my child to make money when it's also his child, but whatever. But let me just read here. It says custody war between rapper DDG and actress and singer Halle Bailey took a drastic turn this week after a judge in LA County barred each parent from posting about the other or their little one on social media. The injunction has been long in effect for DDG, but on Thursday, the order was put in for Bailey in the same category. The two who were in a once famous romantic relationship, they're now legally silenced on the internet while their messy custodial battle continues, okay? After being tipped off, what? Is this it? Okay. So this person was in the court. It says there's a new judge presiding. DDG's mom was asked to step out since she's listed as a witness. The attorneys were pushing hard for a 4-week delay in hopes of getting a new judge. The prosecution's main arguments is that DDG staged paparazzi during the ice cream outing with the child, argues the child shouldn't be on social media at all, says that DDG's fan base causes harassment towards Halle, wants restriction on DDG posting the child. The defense, which is DDG, he denies any arranged paparazzi attempts, says he can't control who films him in public, requests overnight visits aiming for weekends and midweek time. The proposed schedule is every Saturday and every other Sunday from 9 to 6. And midweek, he wants to be able to see his son on Wednesday. He's open to monitored visitation to ensure no photos or videography will be taken. The judge notes said it's important to monitor during visits, order both parents not to post the child on social media, and continuance is set for October 15th. So this is going to be in place for at least damn near almost 2 more months or 7 weeks. Hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but clearly that's the thing, right?
So DDG and Halle from this case just in America response. All right, so I saw this video.
What is this? Yeah, so pretty much DDG can't say nothing. Could his family members speak out like Dub? I don't know if like Dub could speak out. Okay. All right. All right, people. Let me see. What else? My man, Dr. Umar, man. Dr. Umar, former activist, current panhandling prince, or the prince of panhandling. Now, newly turned gigolo. You know, it all started when Dr. Umar uploaded this video right here, Chad.
Called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch.
You don't pay for the lunch after you give me $500.
Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate my ninja, because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend, who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do your wifey want that lunch date with the doctor? I think we all know the answer to that. Me and you are not the same. I keep telling you that. Me and you, we not the same. You not 6'3", dark chestnut Cocoa Brown with the North Philly beard. You ain't Leo King, ninja.
With the cocoa beard.
You ain't Pan-Africanist #1. Nobody flying you to every continent to hear what you got to say. Only me. Don't make me take my t-shirt off and turn into King Kong right now. Don't make me beat my chest. Don't make me beat my chest. King Kong. Stop playing. Program coming out for the ladies is...
Shit got so bad, even Nicki Minaj is chiming in, chat. Nicki Minaj has realized that Dr. Umar is probably running, you know, a nice panhandling scam. And Nicki Minaj has even taken a part of the fun, too. I don't know if it's still up, but maybe she deleted it. Did she? Maybe she wanted to be nice to the doctor. But we got it archived. Nicki Minaj actually at the video and said, laugh my ass off. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Just send me $500 first. Hey, yo. Then she says, fuck it. Anybody who want to have lunch with me, I'm starting the prices at $9,999. Like this post and that'll automatically sign you up for me to snatch it out of your bank account. Jesus, man. Why? What the hell is Dr. Yo, I feel like Dr. Umar has lost his credibility and it's all happened in 30 days. You know, maybe some of y'all would argue that he wasn't credible in the first place. But I would say that people thought that Dr. Umar was on the up and up and that Dr. Umar was for the progression. And I still think he's for the progression of the black race. But I do believe that he either spent the money, he gambled the money, he tricked off the money to a snow bunny. But whatever money that we thought that he had because he was saving or he is collected for the school, I don't think he is in possession of all that money anymore. Because his actions right now are too sporadic and seem money-centric for me to believe these things.
Ladies, it's called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate my ninja, because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby, I got a new program coming out for the ladies. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a
Hold on a
$500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate my ninja, because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby, I got a new program coming out for the ladies. It's called Lunch with the Doctor.
Okay. Very sad and unfortunate if you ask me. You know, reputation sometimes is built over years, but it could be gone in a second. Evelyn Lozada clears the air. What the hell? Who the heck are these people? Hey, Michelle's still making music? Justin Bieber impersonator got removed. All right, chat. Give me some topics. 21 Savage with his advice. He said, you're a real duck if you think I'm buying an outfit to only wear it one time. I agree with that. Even though when you wear something and let's say you go viral that day, you kind of don't want to wear that shit again. The YoungBoy tour update. I ain't talked to YoungBoy yet. Tyler flopping. How much did she sell? We talked about 6ix9ine. We actually went through a bunch of Drake documentary. This is a Drake documentary? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Singing about these women in Magic City and talking about how he's begging them to retire. Like, you know, I think Drake had like a retirement party for one of these chicks, like virtually. Drake really do love the strip club. So I hope he tells all the tricking stories he got. Okay, so there was closing arguments. In the Hernandez-Govan case, there's closing arguments today. Let me hear what the defense actually had to say to try to defend this nigga.
Embarrassed as a community that your district attorney thinks this evidence is sufficient to take a man's life for first-degree murder. You should be embarrassed that this is the person you voted for that brings this type of case. Just embarrassed. Many of you said you had a problem with the criminal justice system because too many people go free or they get bond. What they don't tell you, what the government doesn't tell you and the press doesn't cover, is this is what happens when you don't have an advocate that knows what the hell they're doing, checks all the records, fights for you, and shows you that he's saying they would have plastered it front and center to you. Their own lieutenant from crime scene that they did not call tells you no one wiped that car with bleach because luminol or the other star thing, whatever it was, would show that. And if somebody said, I poured bleach on a towel and I wiped that car down, they would be lying. I don't know what world we live in. None of you would buy a pack of gum based on the word of Cornelius Smith. You wouldn't do it because he's a lying piece of so-and-so that will do anything. Lie to his pretend grandmother, his family, his girlfriend, anybody. And I'm going to prove it to you as we're going to go through a few more slides. And Detective Browning may even be worse. It's insane that I even have to talk to you about this. If this is what is sufficient evidence for first-degree murder, we're all in trouble because you're going to be next. Assault, all these charges they gave you, there's 15 different ways they're trying to convict this guy. I didn't assault anybody, he didn't assault anybody. He didn't aggravated assault anybody, he didn't solicit anybody, he didn't facilitate anybody, he didn't act at whatever ate anybody. It didn't happen. All the text messages, all the phones, everything that showed you, have you seen one single message from Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith that says, hey bro, let's go shoot somebody? I gave you tons of messages over their objection where Justin Johnson is talking to other people, talking about killing people. They weren't discreet about it. Where is a single message to Govan from any of these people over the course of 4 months that says, we're going to do this? Can we get your permission? We're going to give you $10,000 or $38,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 or $1.5 million. You think if they would have had it, they wouldn't have shown it to you? They know the truth is the text messages are only about music because he's friends with Justin. I'm sorry Justin's not a nice guy. They all live in the same neighborhood. They've all known each other. Just because you have, quote, communication doesn't mean you're in a conspiracy to kill someone.
All right, man, this nigga's just chatting, bro. This nigga's chatting. Let me see if I could get a quicker update. Here we go.
And the case we've been following all week long, the fate of 45-year-old Hernandez Govan is now in the hands of a jury. 12 people tasked with deciding whether Govan is innocent or guilty in the death of Memphis rapper Young Dolph. Prosecutors say he was the link between the men who fired the fatal shots and the man who ordered that hit. WRAG Shea Arthur has been in the courtroom since that trial began and brings us the very latest from this afternoon's closing arguments.
Well, the jury got the case a little less than an hour ago, just after 5 o'clock tonight, after some fiery and tense closing arguments there that sometimes felt personal. A Shelby County prosecutor telling the jury today the murder of Adolph Thornton, known as Young Dolph, wasn't just the death of a well-known rapper. He was a person whose life was marked with artistry and community. She detailed testimony from Cornelius Smith, who says Govan solicited him to kill Young Dolph, how Govan told him the highest bounty was for Dolph's death, that Govan gave him a gun, that moments after the murder, they ditched the white Mercedes used in that murder across the street from Govan's home, also detailing a run-in they had following Dolph's death. She also went over the phone records from November 17th, 2021, the day of the homicide, with 17 communications between Govan and Smith, and 15 communications between Govan and Justin Johnson, who has already been convicted of Young Dolph's death. But Govan's defense attorney took a fiery, angry approach, telling the jury it's time for Hernandez Govan not to be marginalized anymore.
You should be embarrassed that this is the person you voted for that brings this type of case. Just embarrassed. Many of you said you had a problem with the criminal justice system because too many people go free or they get bond. What they don't tell you, what the government doesn't tell you, and the press doesn't cover, is this is what happens when you don't have an advocate that knows what the hell they're doing.
Later, even calling the whole county an embarrassment, calling one of the investigators who testified a liar and evil, saying nothing Smith says should be believed, telling the jury, quote, none of you would buy a pack of gum based on the word of Cornelius Smith, and that he's a pathological liar. But in her rebuttal, the prosecutor took issue with that.
Are you kidding me right now? This case is not about the prosecutor. This case is not about Juke. This case is not about Justin. This case.
And by the way, the defense attorney was trying to make it about that, right? He was trying to make it about Juke by saying, yo, if y'all are trying to accuse this guy of being the guy who was complicit in the murder and was going to pay people off, well, he's not relevant if he didn't get the money or if he wasn't given whatever permission by Big Juke. Why didn't y'all not investigate Big Juke if y'all think y'all got this all solved?
This is not about Cornelius. This case is about Hernandez Govan.
Well, right now it's unclear how late the jury will deliberate tonight, but of course we'll be here and keep you posted. Reporting for your news leader downtown tonight, Shay Arthur, WREG, News Channel 3.
Now, keep in mind, there is no guarantee.
Now, I don't think they came to a verdict today. I think what happened is that they're going to come back tomorrow, but I think he will be found guilty. I do believe he'll be found guilty, Chad. Yeah, I can't see a world where he gets testified by the shooters that he gave the money. He gets testified by the girlfriend. There's just a bunch of proof. I think there's a bunch of proof that he's going to jail, man, if you ask me. All right. I heard Memphis is super violent, bro. Fuck. Okay. All right, chat. Listen, I'm in the chat with y'all right now, so y'all just suggest whatever y'all believe should be topics that I haven't covered. A Whack 100 Lil Zay update. If Whack had the work, Whack would be blow my phone up like, nigga, get on stream. I'm trying to expose a nigga. So I'm guessing Whack didn't get to it yet. Speak about the Hoovers pimping little girls. Huh? Okay. Motherfuckers, what? He said motherfuckers hating on Kai? Yeah, well, I do think people are hating on Kai a little bit. Yeah, so Kai announced that he's doing his last Mafia-thon, and also Fortnite gave him a skin. And, you know, people are upset at him for all type of stuff. People keep bringing up dumb stuff like, oh, he said he was going to build a school in Nigeria or some shit like that. The thing is, Kai has finally hit the peaks and the heights of, you know, entertainment. They love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. He's finally maxed out on the love meter, that the only way for people to go from here is to hate. And, you know, I don't know how we could rebut that, but for the next year or two, I think we're going to see a lot of people hating on him unnecessarily. They debut that he's getting the skin on the Sphere in Nevada, which is Las Vegas. Which, by the way, I think that's just a huge move. This was the whole preview thing. Anyway, congratulations to Kai. You know me, I'm a pocket watcher, so I was thinking of how this works. They spend an insane amount of budget, I think, to market this. I think these creators, whether it's Ice Spice, this and they're using your likeness. So I think that they probably do a profit split. They might be like, hey, we do this 50-50. So every dollar that comes in, we cut you 50% and we take the other 50%. It got to be something like that. Because no way they have like a shit ton of artists in the game. And I know it's not covered by like fair use or some shit. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, chat, I ain't gonna cap with you, chat. I am tired like a motherfucker, bro. I gotta fix this sleep schedule, bro. I'm finna get off of here, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I know y'all about to give me L's all the way, but I got to stream earlier, chat. I'm getting less and less sleep, and I just had to get on today, even though I did stream for an hour earlier. Bruh, I could tell because I'm like going in and out of consciousness, and I start saying bullshit. I'm droning out. And I do now, and like I had some topics, and I hit all of them already. I was like, none of these were like big topics. Drake, Jake Paul, Devin Haney, Paul Pierce, Halle, DDG, that shit was quick. So, chat, I'm gonna keep it a beat with you. I'm gonna get off tonight and get a good night of sleep to be able to come on earlier tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, chat. Y'all got it. I'm trying to fix my schedule. Y'all not gonna let me live. Yo, I'm trying to fix the schedule. Tomorrow I'm gonna stream during the daytime because these nighttime streams is killing me. So I gotta readjust to like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock. So please. Just give me a break for tonight. I'm gonna get actually some like a good night of sleep, and then I'll be back on tomorrow. But it'll be daytime. If I'm not on daytime tomorrow, I'm taking a day off because I got to do a daytime stream. This late night stream shit is not it. Not it. All right, chat. I do love y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. I know I couldn't mess the streak up. We did do 3 days in a row. It's not much topics going on, but we could, at least in a daytime when I'm like coffeeed up, I could we could do some jacking for topic shit and fighting some shit, So apologize, but I could tell y'all I would probably not make it another hour. And I'm not even drinking. That's the thing, too. I'm not even drinking. So, chat, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. At least we got a couple topics in.